What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Slackercast. I'm back from the Philippines. With me today is Mr. Sex Appeal Dustin.
Scissor me, daddy!
Oh, yeah. Also with us is Jonathan from the Unsolicited Laughter podcast.
The fuck was that?
And it looks like Lawrence finally made it. Hopefully he's not freezing up on us here.
Mm-hmm. We shall see.
He's from a offshore location somewhere.
The undisclosed warehouse.
Yes.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on, guys?
Howdy.
What's up, Lawrence? At least your audio is working.
Here.
It's good to have you, man. So
Greg's back.
I'm back from the Philippines. I was there about almost 6 weeks.
Can you confirm that the world is round?
You said Greg's black.
Well, I can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. So
because Eddie Bravo has a pretty good explanation as to why it's not really. But
good.
Let's see, what was he saying? I was watching a Rogan episode recently to where he was giving some explanation about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was something about you can only go like 100 miles or something like that, 100 miles, 100 meters, something like that, without hitting a curve if the world is indeed round. Like he's saying it's physically impossible to go further than like 1,000 meters, miles, whatever. I don't know what the fucking terminology he used was, but without hitting a curve. So that's what, he's like, yeah, so that's his big thing he's on lately as to why that proves the world is flat and not, in fact, round. It's because you can't see the curves. There'd be curves, Jonathan.
Oh, sorry. Should have known.
You have to see the curves.
Isn't that kind of what the horizon is? Like, the drop off?
You would be able to, see everything all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the eyes can't see that far, but obviously if you travel that far, you should hit a curve, right?
We have telescopes. We can see. You would think it'd be pretty easy to prove, but whatever.
I don't know, man. I was listening to that and I was like, dude, you can't honestly believe this. It's like, we've been to space. They've looked down at the Earth from space.
That's all that. It's all phony baloney.
Yeah, it's
no space travel.
Doctored photos.
What is the moon? A holographic image?
I guess. I don't know what their explanation is on that.
I mean, it's clearly round. Every time I look at it, it's round.
Big T has jokes.
No, don't challenge the flat earthers, dude. Because, yeah, he does. I was looking at that too. Big T's in the house. S'mores indoors.
Excellent source for science.
Greg, have you adjusted back to?
Is he related to Johnny Bravo by any chance? Who's Eddie Bravo?
To American time.
Johnny Bravo.
I'm honestly, man, I'm still kind of, my body is still like not adjusted.
Still in that island life.
But
island time.
So I do have a list. We are doing a list this week, but the list is just going to be my list, and it's going to be a list of all things Philippines. So I got a whole notes worth things of here. First thing I want to touch on.
What's it going to be? Top 10 Filipinos?
No, it's not top 10 Filipinos. It's top 10 weird things about the Philippines.
weird things. Okay.
Well, let's dive into it.
So we're in the mall, right? We're walking around, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't really see any old people working here. So I start talking to my wife, and I'm like, "Where's all the old workers?" I was like, "Why is there no old workers?" She's like, Old people can't get jobs at places like this." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So apparently, if you're old, you have no work opportunities other than maybe like driving a tricycle around, or unless you get lucky and get like a cleaning job or something like that. There's no regular people work for old people in the Philippines.
So they age discriminate?
I think they just expect you to retire at like age 40.
Ageism.
Age 40?
Yeah.
I mean,
what
honestly,
it is they have their kids work. For them.
Which brings me to another topic I got on there. I got this right below that because it kind of plays in with it. So if I'm expected to retire, I'm old at age 40, obviously there. So I'm supposed to retire. How the hell am I going to retire on a minimum wage of 500 pesos a day, which is like the equivalent of $10? $10 a day. That's the minimum wage.
Yeah, but doesn't it go pretty far though after a while?
I mean, it does as far as like getting you food and such, but like beyond that, no, because gas is $6 a gallon there.
God damn.
How many cars they got?
What?
I mean, it's mostly some people.
Yeah.
Some people have
Fuck,
cars,
it's
but most
$4
people have the
gallon,
tricycles or use the public transpo.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
Fuck,
we're
gas
sitting
$6.
here trying out $4, $6 a gallon.
Oh, it's always way worse overseas.
Big T, I think that's just it's just camera trickery that I'm using there. Because all I did was eight there.
He's doing the high angle.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
He's doing the selfie thing with his camera.
High angle.
Yeah, there we go. But no, so old people have no real work opportunities there unless you're going to drive a tricycle or some shit. And
well, who the hell takes care of them?
Their kids.
See, that's the thing. That's where and Dustin's right. That's what it is.
That's the thing is it's
the reason it's okay to grow old and retire there at a young age is because your kids are supposed to take care of you or your immediate family. So
what's the family sizes like? I mean, is it like American 1950s size families? Like everybody's got like 8 kids.
All right. So are we just talking mother, father, siblings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably on average, a household of about. You're going to usually have the mother, the father, the grandparents if they're still alive. So you got 4 right there.
Sure.
And then probably at least 3 to 4 kids per house. So pretty big. And then they're all going to generally live right around each other unless they split up, which doesn't happen often unless they do it for work.
Right.
But also, I put this as a note. I said, no room for drivers with road rage.
Because there's no rules on the road, huh?
There's no traffic laws. None whatsoever.
Are there lights and stuff?
No. There's no lights. There's no stop signs. There's nothing.
Christ.
It's just people going. It's nonstop moving, man. But here's the weird thing about it. It's like it's nonstop, but there's no accidents.
Weird.
Like accidents are rare. Like I did not see a single accident the entire time I was there. People are pulling out in front of each other. Doesn't matter.
You just gotta be ready.
Well, there's 2 things that must work on your vehicle there, whether it be a tricycle, a Jeep, a car, whatever. The little jeepney things.
Yeah.
Your horn must work and your brakes must work. Those are the 2 things that are a must. Because without those, you're fucked.
Yeah, those foreign countries are weird.
Oh, this will trip y'all out. So, KFC in the Philippines is delicious. It's like way better than KFC here. The food's just better, but they don't have any biscuits.
Oh, fuck you will not have biscuits.
You will not find a single biscuit in the Philippines. I don't care where you look.
What?
Biscuits are non-existent. Over there, a biscuit is a cookie. One of those, yeah.
One of those.
And dude,
too, though.
I kid you not. Like let me see if I can find something. Actually, this might work. So I got mashed potatoes because they did at least have mashed potatoes.
Okay.
For me to get with my KFC, but the portion size. All right, you see this a Whataburger ketchup packet, right?
Okay.
Stack 2 of these on top of each other. There's your portion size of mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why them
Like
$10 go so far.
So like a bite of mashed potatoes, basically.
Maybe like 3 bites.
What?
Jesus.
It's
Look
so
at this.
small.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Dude.
I wouldn't be eating KFC if I was in the Philippines. I'd just be eating like adobo and lumpia all day.
Well, they have a restaurant over there called Mang Inasal, and it's so good. It's like nothing but Filipino food, but they have the best chicken I've ever had in my life.
Do they have like people on the street like cooking up lumpia and shit? And just,
don't worry. I'm going to get to the street foods, buddy.
Okay, cool.
But right now, I'm still on the fast food places here, okay?
All right.
So every single restaurant serves chicken and rice, or chicken and spaghetti. You will not find anywhere that does not have chicken and spaghetti. Burger King, KFC,
like
McDonald's.
Spaghetti
does not
with
matter.
like tomato sauce?
Tomato sauce and hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's some white people shit.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hot dogs? Ooh, I wouldn't eat a hot dog.
And when I say chicken, I mean chicken on the bone. So you can go to McDonald's and get chicken on the bone, the drumstick.
Ain't no telling what's in a hot dog from the Philippines.
Actually, to tell you the truth, their hot dogs are better than ours. They're like
I wouldn't eat no damn hot dog from the
mystery.
Philippines. Yeah,
It's a
mystery.
Also, no wild animals around.
I mean, you get your chicken and pigs, you're good. Oh yeah, the halo is. I ate that many times, Ben. Many times. Thanks, Dan. It's good to be back. Big T. It was great, Big T. I didn't want to come home, but moving on with my little list here. So now that I've addressed that every restaurant has chicken on the bone and spaghetti. Oh, you get rice too, not just the spaghetti. Rice comes with that sometimes also. Rice with everything. So my wife would get aggravated over there because she'd constantly get overcharged. She'd constantly get overcharged because I'm American. So anytime we go to any of like what they call the wet markets or anything like that, they see me and immediately the price goes up. So she didn't like the attention that I drew to her because she's like, I don't know. It's like they look at me like I don't deserve to be with an American. I'm like, what? I'm like, do you realize that I'm the one who's lucky back home? But so that like sometimes because she didn't like all the attention, she would just either shoo me away, tell me to like.
No, they don't realize that.
She's like, stand back, or she would completely just tell me to not come. She's like, just stay home, because if you come with me here, I'm not gonna be able to buy anything.
I'll be broke.
So even if she's with you, that she can't like call him out for doing that.
Well, she won't. That's the problem.
Oh,
now her niece would straight get at him and be like, you know, like I'm not gonna fucking pay that. You're trying to rip me off. But
how much Tagalog did you learn while you were there?
about the same. I mean, I could understand it a little better. I think now, but because I was jumping in their conversations and it was tripping them out. They're like, wait a minute, you know what we're saying? I'm like, yeah.
Talk about me like that again, mother.
Oh, bald white man.
Well, actually, on one of the instances, that's what she was talking about. She was
what would
talking
you say?
about how
Like,
she
you start speaking
getting. Hold on, Lawrence. She was.
He's lagging.
He's on a delay.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize he has time to catch up. But like, she was talking about that whole. She was talking about my Squid Game pops, right? That I ordered over there, and I heard her talking about it to her niece, and like the only thing that was English was a Squid Game, but I was listening, and I'm like, she's complaining about how much I paid for them. so she's talking to her niece about it. I'm like, look, don't complain how much I paid for them. I was like, it's my money. Spent my money on it. It's like they're the same cost as they'd be in the U.S. and I can't get them there. So she's like, how did you know what we were talking about?
I know.
Do they have a
So, like,
Walmart over there?
No, they have Walter Mart.
Is that Walmart?
No, it's a carbon copy of Walmart, complete with the aprons that say "How can I help you" on them.
Nice.
So
Not vest.
So
but
is it
aprons.
is it a Walmart like entity
No,
or
it
so
is
they just like copied it?
So you know how you go to places like that and you get your knockoff Adidas, knockoff Nike, knockoff Crocs. Well, this is just knockoff Walmart.
Wow.
Because I looked it up, it is in no way affiliated with Walmart at all. It's just Walter Mart.
A whole chain.
Dude, they even got the jingle. Like they have the little Walter Mart radio. I'm like, oh my God, man. It's like, y'all just copied them 100%. It's ridiculous.
That's hilarious. Is the store set up kind of the same way?
The grocery, yes.
Huh.
You got your little deli. I mean,
is there an American section?
No. However, I will say Doritos over there suck.
Really?
Yeah, that's
I got some
true.
Doritos and they tasted weird, man. It's
foreign Doritos are gross.
Yeah, I mean they were export, but still they just didn't taste right. There was something weird about them. What else I got on here? I love the way everyone stared at me. That was great. Like literally, it's like anytime anyone catches sight of me, it's like time stops.
like what the fuck is wrong with it? Oh, American. Okay.
There's a white person in here?
And especially the kids, man. The kids, like, kids would not look away. They would just straight beeline stare, just nonstop.
I feel like there's more white people walking around over there, though. Because,
Not where I was at. In Manila, yes. But where I was at, no. I'm pretty sure I was the only white person there.
Greg was deep in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
Greg was in the jungle somewhere.
Deep in the bush.
You know what, Dustin? I'm glad you brought up the jungle because the whole time I'm over there, I'm complaining. I'm like, where are the monkeys? I'm on a tropical island. There should be some damn monkeys somewhere here. If there's coconut trees, there should be monkeys. And there was no monkeys.
They're probably racist, motherfucker.
What I got to do? Go to the South Philippines so I can see some damn monkeys, some exotic life.
Should tell you why. This is why China's better. They got monkeys in China.
Oh, so get this.
Probably.
So get this.
Close.
Certain places you go there, you have to pay to use the bathroom.
Man, look,
we have that here.
If I got to go, I'm ripping that door off.
Yeah, China, you have like pandas. Yeah, pandas.
So like when we went to this one area, it was called like Dingalan or something like that. Or it's in the Aurora province. It's like the area I went to was really beautiful with all the mountains and shit. But there, like as soon as we got there, I had to shit. So, or no, I had to piss. That's right. I had to piss so bad because of the bumpy ride over there. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. But so as soon as we get there, I just beeline it for the bathroom. I'm like, where's the bathroom? I gotta go. So I go over there, and then I come back, and my wife's like, "Did you pay?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Oh," she's like, "Tata must have paid for you." I'm like, "The hell am I gonna pay for? I just had to piss."
What the fuck am I paying for? I could have pissed in the road.
I was like, "Look, I was either going in that bowl or on the side of the building. It was their choice."
Exactly. That's the ultimatum I'd have gave them.
She had to like go inside and give them money.
No, her dad did.
Oh,
because they probably came up to him and been like, "Hey, he needs to pay."
How much?
It's cheap. It's like maybe 5 pesos.
How much is that in American money?
Ah, shit! Like, what's 50 pesos to $1? So.
Oh, so it's like 50 cents or something.
It's even cheaper than 50 cents. 5 pesos, not 20, not 25. So you're looking at like maybe a nickel or less.
I'm not trying to do math at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, me neither.
I believe you. I take your word for it.
So Dustin, you asked about the street food.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. There's very few parts of the chicken that Filipinos do not eat.
Y'all eat
Believe
gizzards?
it. No reason to waste food over there.
Well, gizzards is normal here. Like it's people hear gizzards here and they're like, "Oh, you eat that?" Let me tell you what I was eating on the chicken in the Philippines. Only mangy dogs and cats, Big T. No animals other than that.
They have no other animals besides that in all the Philippines.
I mean,
Not where he was at, probably.
They had these big cow looking things that I mispronounced. I forget what my wife called them. They look like yaks to me, but they're not yaks. They're something else.
No.
Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
Shit, what, I can't remember what they're called now, but where was
Chicken.
I? The chicken, yeah. So I ate chicken. I ate the small intestine of the chicken while I was there.
Gross.
It was actually not bad. I kind of liked it. I ate pig's blood.
Pig's blood?
Pig's blood is basically, you've eaten tofu, right, Dustin?
Yeah.
So imagine something with the exact same texture as tofu, but it's just red like blood. And then you dip it in the sauce and you eat it, and I did not like it. But
yeah, Ben Graham. Balut. You tried balut?
The first time I was there, I didn't eat it this time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to this time. But my wife didn't either, so I can't be judged.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Also, I ate this. They call it the crown of the chicken. You know what I mean when I say that?
Is it the cloaca?
Brain?
Is that what they call? Is that what the technical term for it? The hangy stuff on a chicken's head and neck?
You ate that too?
Yeah.
I ate that too.
Yeah. And they really don't waste anything, do they?
Big T. Yes, it was some very Hannibal Lecter type shit.
Oh, I don't know.
So we found this body in the ditch, and
we went to chopping.
but no,
did they make you eat that, or did you want to eat that?
No, we was drinking, and they said it's good when you eat it when you're drinking. So I tried it. I don't turn down anything. I'll try everything once.
You know,
I mean, shit, everything tastes good when you're drunk.
That's what I'm about to say.
Well, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk. I was drinking.
What do they drink over there? They drink White Claws over there?
San Miguel Light is what I was drinking that night. You got San Mig, and then you got Red Horse. Red Horse is the stuff that really gets you fucked up.
It's probably like fucking 15% beer.
It's strong. I know that.
I think my daughter got this for me for my birthday. I'm not sure where she got it from.
So, like, I ate pizza a lot over there because there's so many different pizza places that I just wanted to try them all. But I will say the best was this place called Greenwich. They got like
Is it like American pizza?
Some of them, yes. Others are different.
Like how? What's the difference?
Like some of them feel like they don't even have sauce on them. It's just toppings. And like it'll have like some type of sauce on top, but nothing underneath the cheese, which is kind of weird. But the best out of all of them is Greenwich. They have this pineapple overload pizza that is like amazing.
Pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
I worked on this one.
Don't worry, Big T. We're going to get into the wrestling. And we have a special announcement, too. So
we're going to get into that. Don't worry. So everything over there has cheese in it also. You go to the grocery store and you go down the snack aisle. Every fucking thing has cheese. Everything. Peanuts, cheese. Hot dogs, cheese. Okay, what's something else?
But do they have hot dogs with cheese in them, though?
Think of like, how can I make this to where it's a lot of the candy, like a lot of your candies will all have cheese in them, like your little candy chews and stuff like that's all cheese.
The hell?
Fucking cheese jelly bean. If they have jelly beans over there, everything's cheese.
Jelly bean.
Does your wife like cheese?
She likes their cheese. She thinks American cheese sucks.
But does she like your cheese?
Oh yes, she does. All right, so what else do I have here as on my little notes? Oh, they don't sell multi-packs of bottled water there.
Like you can't buy a big giant pack of water?
No, you can't.
That's surprising.
They're sold as individuals. What they do sell is they sell like these big, giant, like 5-liter jugs.
Like the big, like the ones that they fill up at Walmart? Like the water cooler ones?
Something like that, yeah. But they're like, the seal's not broke on them or anything. They're not reusable. So
Hmm.
I did not eat any Fremunda cheese while I was there, Ben. I'm just saying.
Is that the kind of cheese your wife likes?
No, she don't want anything to do with that.
No.
But I was telling y'all about Dingalon when I went there. That's where I went, where I took all those pictures with like the mountains and shit. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We spent the entire day there. And
did you have to ride a produce truck there too?
That I did have to ride the produce truck there. That's the one place I did. I was like, I'm not doing this again. It was a 2-hour trip, and literally the whole time is like, I mean, like, it was horrible, man.
Just fall out of that truck. Just, oh God.
By the like on the way home, I was in so much pain. I was like, when we got in the house, she's like, well, at least you experienced it. I'm like, yep, and I don't ever want to experience it again. I was like, next time, I'll pay whatever fees need to be paid to travel in style.
My back hurts just thinking about that.
I don't want to experience waterboarding either, but I'm pretty sure I don't like it.
We also went to this place called Baguio, which is like the Hollywood Hills of the Philippines. Like you got all it's very mountainous too, but like you have a lot of houses on the mountains there. So like you're looking down from the areas above, and you see all the rooftops of the houses and shit. It was really cool.
Is that where Manny Pacquiao lives?
No, he lives in Manila. I actually went by his house.
That's where all the retired Navy Filipinos go.
Manila?
No, they just talk about how they're going to go to the Philippines when they retire and live like kings.
Most of them probably go and live in areas like Baguio. The weather in Baguio was great. Like it wasn't hot. It's like perfect
California weather.
Pretty much, yeah. Where you have that constant cool breeze coming off the air.
Yeah.
It was nice. I'll say this too. The Philippines has the hardest chairs on the planet. Anything that I had that was patting my ass is no longer there.
Between bone.
Yep, between that produce truck and the hard ass chairs I was always having to sit in.
I couldn't imagine riding in that truck. Man.
Only other things I really have to touch on unless y'all have some questions, is like the malls there. Kick the malls here's ass. All malls are at least 2 to 3 floors.
Is there a lot
of we stopped building them?
What's up, Dustin?
Is there a lot of people in them? Are they more populated than our malls are?
They are always packed every day.
Well, they don't really have Amazon out there, huh? They can't really.
No, but I'm glad you brought that up. What they do have delivery out there stuff. They have something called Shopee, which is basically like their Amazon. And like what's crazy about all this stuff is they have so much cash on delivery there, to where like they deliver the stuff to you and you don't pay until it comes. Yeah. And that's how the like DoorDash there is called Food Panda, which we used quite a bit. Free delivery every single time, and it's cash on delivery, so you don't pay until your shit gets there.
Huh. Crazy.
Which actually DoorDash started doing cash on delivery also. They just
DoorDash does that now?
Yep, they're doing cash on delivery now if you choose to, if the customer chooses to.
I'm not quite sure.
Me?
You still dashing?
I was today, both days. When you was messaging me earlier, bitching at me about not responding to you. That's what I was doing.
Motherfucker. What is their version of GameStop called?
Well, that's the thing. They don't really have one. I did not see a single video game displayed for sale anywhere there where I was at.
But aren't they like big video game people there?
Not Philippines.
Wow.
Because they're so poor, man. Most of them can't afford that kind of shit. You can find places to get it, but like you'd have to know where to go. Like it's not a regular display item like it is here.
Greg, what about Vietnamese?
What about them, Lawrence?
He didn't go to Vietnam.
No, like game wise, because you said Filipino.
I've never been to Vietnam, Lawrence. I've been to the Philippines.
Have you met any Vietnamese people? Like, we just said Japanese people play games, and he was like, "What about Filipinos?" And
I know, actually, yes,
Yeah.
I know Vietnamese people. I know a Vietnamese guy, but you know what? I don't go up and ask him, hey, man, what kind of video games you got over there?
Do you observe him playing video games?
Lawrence has been going the whole show because of his shitty ass camera, and that's the first thing he has to say.
Why am I coming up so shiny, dude? What the?
Don't worry about. Look, you're at least coming
shiny.
up. That's all.
Watch your mouth. Your mom's gonna yell at you.
I'd bring more viewers if she did. I should just.
Is there anybody home right now?
Not right now. We
Is
gotta
there
hurry
anybody
this
home
up
right
before
now,
they come
Lawrence?
home. No,
yeah,
I wouldn't be doing this if there was somebody home. Let's hurry up and get this.
That means you can have like one of those classic jack off in the living room sessions. Aren't those
Jack
the best?
off? What?
Classic, he says.
To jack off in the living room?
Hey, this is a family show.
It's a family show.
Could you jack off in the Philippines? What do they call it in the Philippines? Jacking off.
Fluke.
Bullshit. No way.
Is that really what they call it?
I actually don't know that, but I was told that by someone else, Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's great. If that's the case.
Because anytime Lawrence's door is closed on his bedroom, he's being accused of fluke. I know you're in there, fluke.
At least I'm not a serial killer, so I mean, I'm winning somewhere.
Give it time.
We don't know that.
Give it time.
And we don't really know. We don't really know if Lawrence is a serial killer or not. I mean, he's very well
not
could
Robin
be.
Banks. You know?
You do disappear for long periods at a time.
He does.
And then you just kind of show up out of nowhere.
I've just been really busy with work and school and just, you know.
Classic serial killer.
Yeah.
Just been busy with life, you know.
What were you doing on the night of so-and-so? Well, you know, I was just busy with work and school.
It's dumb because I'll say, like, I was sleeping. And then the cops will be like, how can we verify that? And then, there's no way to verify the alibi. Did anyone see you sleeping? No. I don't know. I was asleep. Yeah, Big T. Poor
so,
me, man.
Does anyone have any questions about the Philippines before we move on to our double or nothing talk?
Are you sad that you had to leave?
I am, but mostly because I know how heartbreaking it was for my wife and for her family.
And for your poor daughter that you lied to and told her that her family was on a plane behind you guys.
We did lie to my daughter and tell her that. She got her in line, and she's like, "My daughter."
He went so far as to get them to FaceTime her and pretend like they were on the airplane, bro.
Well, first off, we did not get them to do that. They were FaceTiming. That just happened to be what they had to do.
Yeah,
because my kid wants to call them.
Well, was your kid okay once you got back?
She was, but but the thing is if we would have told her then, man, she would have had a meltdown.
How long was your flight process from one to the other? Like, it seemed like it took you a couple days to get back.
So, all right, we flew from New Orleans. First off, we had to wait at the airport for hours because check-in was just a nightmare. My wife was right. You definitely want to get there like 3-4 hours early if you're flying international because there's gonna be a long ass line. But so we had to wait for all of that. Then we fly to Dallas, where we have to wait like 4 hours before we can board the plane to fly to Japan because we had a 4-hour layover. Then that flight was like another 15 hours.
15 hours on a plane?
Yes.
Bro. Jesus.
Was it a big plane that like you could like stretch out on?
It's a big plane. You got enough room. But
what's that like? What's 15 hours on a plane like with a 5-year-old?
Well, if your 5-year-old will sleep, it's not bad. When your 5-year-old is complaining the entire time and keeping the entire plane awake and crying and screaming and cussing.
Huh?
We all know Greg's daughter has a cussing problem.
Jeez.
Because what would happen? Well, what would happen is she would fall asleep during the layovers. So by the time we get on the plane, she's awake.
She's wide awake.
Oh no, kicking chairs and stuff, huh?
Worst case scenario.
He's sweet, Japanese ladies are giving us this food, putting it in front of us, and my kid's like, I don't want this fucking food.
Jesus.
Actually, I don't think that was an F-bomb. I think that one was I don't want this shit food.
What?
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
It was a night. I'm going to tell anyone, if you have kids and you're thinking about traveling international with those kids, don't do it unless they are older than 5 because you're going to regret it.
Because they don't understand.
Yeah, the whole time she's asking for Wi-Fi. We're like, we don't have Wi-Fi here. I want my tablet.
They don't have Wi-Fi. They didn't have Wi-Fi on the plane.
Yeah, for $20 for 24 hours.
Shit, that would have been worth it to me.
Worth every penny.
Every penny.
Because it wasn't going to stop her. It wasn't going to stop her.
Oh.
She was just complaining just to complain.
I don't know. I still would have been worth. You probably would have got some breaks in there though.
Yeah,
So I'm saying
something.
should have put some Benadryl on her.
But I guess it's all the Filipino stuff. And what about all or nothing? I'm sorry, double or nothing.
You know what, Lawrence? Let's talk about double or nothing. I figure the one guy here who's at least somewhat Filipino would want to know a little bit about his country, but maybe not.
No,
He doesn't.
no, not at all. I have no interest in going to the Philippines. They want to come here, Greg. That's the thing. They want to escape the Philippines.
Well, should we start from the beginning?
Oh yeah, have
Yes.
to.
Let's start from the beginning.
All right. So the first match of the night was the Hookhausen versus
That was on the pre-show. I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch the pre-show.
Well, it was obvious who was going to win that. Hookhausen, they're trying to get them over, so they won, of course.
I can tell you this. I don't regret that I missed it.
Which you
I don't know why.
Danhausen.
You're such a Hookhausen hater. Why are you such a Hookhausen hater?
I like Hook, but go ahead, Greg.
I already told you, Hook is too fucking small. He's unbelievable. They want us to believe this guy's such a badass, but
So
he
is
looks like he
Darby
just fucking graduated high school.
Well, there's some people that want him to be like they want him to be in line for a championship run.
Start him small first. Don't.
He's
Yeah.
20. He's 20 years old, and he's learning. I mean, he's a good wrestler, but I like watching him wrestle. I do kind of agree with Greg. He's kind of a small guy.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Hook, but I'm like, you need to book him properly.
That's
Don't-
everyone in AEW right
Yeah,
now.
we're
don't-
talking about AEW.
Yeah.
Don't book him to be a monster when he obviously doesn't look like one. So
Yeah, he needs a lot more. He's 20 years old, man. He's got all the time in the world to be.
and you're right,
Great.
Dustin. I hate his fucking hair. I hate his hair so much.
I think
It
that
drives me
I
crazy.
think that's why I hit him more. Are you a Danhausen fan, or are you one of those people that doesn't like him because he's kind of like a meme?
I don't like him nor dislike him. I really honestly don't give a fuck about him. But I can tell you he's not the type of thing I want in wrestling.
He's kind of
You're
old
not-
school, though. Like really
Now here's the thing. If he's gonna be like, because basically to me,
Yes,
Danhausen, Danhausen, he's
Danhausen.
basically like Doink the Clown to me.
right.
Now,
That's why I said he's kind of old school.
Yeah, I've never seen him wrestle, so I don't know what the guy's skills are. He might be a great wrestler. If
I
he's good
think,
with wrestling,
This was the first time he's wrestled in AEW, anyways.
is he good?
He was decent. I mean, his first he had like a match in AEW, but he basically just got the shit kicked out of him, kind of like
Doink the Clown.
But
See, that's my thing. Like this guy is like,
but he is an actual wrestler, and he does.
Yeah, but I don't like the joke shit. Like if you're gonna make him like weird and bizarre, then do something with him like a Doink the Clown or like Gold Dust, man. Make
Or like
him.
Mankind too. Yeah.
I think they kind of do. I mean, I think that's kind of the Gold Dusty vibe without all the sexy stuff.
Yeah, but the curse
yeah.
shit, man.
He's more of like
cursing
a
people.
He's like a horror mark.
the
Gold
curses.
Dust.
like here's an example why his curse stuff is stupid. You had Papa Shango come in. He did the curse shit too with his little made the Ultimate Warrior fucking bleed black blood down his face, whatever the fuck it was. But back then it was, he did his weird little skull thing and it was kind of creepy, so it was almost believable because of the way he looked. He looked like some type of
voodoo man.
Like like some type of voodoo man who come from like some island or some shit like that. But Danhausen doesn't look like that. He looks like a teenager wearing fucking face paint who just got off his skateboard and is cursing people.
That's probably how they found him.
All right. So the very first match of the night of the longest pay-per-view of all time was MJF versus Wardlow. And there was some controversy going into this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we'll never know if this was a work or not because MJF is the king of kayfabe. But
I think it was a work.
MJF got absolutely fucking destroyed by Wardlow.
I am almost 100% certain it was a work. However, I do think he has a problem with how that match was booked.
Oh, you think he personally has a problem with it? Because I thought it was all right after the build-up and seeing him come out there. Did you hear the crowd chanting? Well,
here's the thing. Here's the problem with that match is MJF is one of their biggest stars right now, and they want him to be the top heel of the company. MJF is a little on the smaller side, but he's not too small that he's unbelievable. But the thing is they're also building Wardlow to be a Goldberg type character. So you can't have someone MJF size go in there and compete with someone that you're trying to build to be a monster because it's just unbelievable. No one's going to believe that. If this guy's Goldberg, he's going to squash this kid, which is exactly what he fucking did. So, I mean, I think it was booked okay. I think they should have gave MJF a little more offense. Just some, cheating shit like they were doing with the eye pokes and stuff like that. Maybe
I like that shit.
Maybe have him chop block Wardlow or something and beat the fuck out of him at his leg for a little bit, and then have Wardlow come back.
They've kind of been doing that for these past couple of weeks, though. The build up to this, he's been doing stuff like that with the whole him and Sean Spears teaming up on him and getting the kind of getting over on him. It's just finally his time to get his comeuppance, And they took his ring away. I was like, oh, that's so cool because he always has that fucking diamond ring.
He's still got the ring, Lawrence. You're behind.
Yeah, but the ref took it during that match. He saw him trying to put it on and use that.
Oh, yeah, that's common though. That's classic heel stuff.
I mean, it wasn't, and honestly, he might not have been upset about the way it was booked because Wardlow's that's one of his homies. So, and
that's true.
He's a traditionalist, so he was probably all about putting him over. I think he's more. Either it's a work or he's more upset with the direction and his contract. If it's not a work, but I don't know. I kind of think it was a work. It kind of fits the story of not wanting to be there, not wanting to get his ass kicked by Wardlow because he knew he was going to get fucking murdered by him once he got alone with him. But
yeah, I mean that's the way they've been building it. So,
but we'll never.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I had less issues with that than I did the rest of the show.
The match after that was.
Yeah, I'm glad you got the card pulled up because I don't.
It should have been Matt Hardy. It wasn't the Hardys.
Oh yeah, it was the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks.
Yep, great match.
I will actually say that was actually one of the best matches on the card. I actually really enjoyed it.
Loved it.
It was good. Jeff Hardy had some technical difficulties.
His shoes.
Yeah.
I thought he was
and as with any matches, there was a few botches when it comes to the Hardys and the Young Bucks.
I think Jeff Hardy's, I don't know, he's kind of at his end, I think.
Yeah, it's going downhill from here. He's past his best years.
I think he's gotten to a point where he probably needs to take it easy.
Yeah, how old are they, man? They're
in their
50s by now.
I'm with a guy at my work about Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's the most boring thing on the face of the planet to me.
Yes, he is.
I think he once said to me that he wants because this guy hates Kenny Omega too. He said he wants Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy to have a match to where the ring explodes at the end. Both of them just gone forever. Because you remember that explosion match that they had on AEW at one point? He's like,
So wait, Greg, you think Matt Hardy's boring? What about the delete stuff? Like, all that stuff he was.
I never really cared for it that much, honestly.
Okay, that was like a big thing. They still do it to this day. So
I mean, that was his high point, but it still wasn't great.
not a Matt Hardy thing.
I also enjoyed the Young Bucks.
You didn't like the big money match stuff?
The Young Bucks on Rampage or Dynamite, one of them, where they dressed up as the Hardys.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh yeah,
and the
Thanks,
fucking camera guy, I don't ever know his name. It's like Brandon something. He was dressed up like Lita.
That guy entertains me, man, with that spray and shit all the time.
Yeah, and the
fucking. That whole thing was pretty good. That whole build up and everything was decent.
I like
that match.
Each other's moves. That was cool.
I don't really have much bad to say about that match. Honestly, I liked it. So,
yeah.
Which is a lot coming from Greg. Our next match was House of Black versus the Death Triangle.
I feel like this match was in the wrong spot on the card because we just had Hardys versus the Young Bucks, and now you're going to jump us right back into another tag match. They should have thrown a singles match in there.
There was a lot of tag matches in this card, though, and like a trio. Well, this was technically a trios match because they've been teasing those trio titles coming.
Honestly, this match was just okay to me.
What did you think of Julia Hart finally completely turning heel? Greg doesn't care about AEW.
He doesn't care.
You know why I don't care about that storyline? Because we've gotten so fucking little of it week to week to week. They bi-weekly that shit, man. You'll see it one week, and then you won't see it the next. And then they'll come at you again. So that's the reason I don't care, is because they give us so little of it. And they do so little with it.
Hey, Greg, what do you think about Neville or the Bastard Pac? Do you like him better?
I think he's great.
Okay.
I think he's great, and I think he's being totally misused as a fucking tag team wrestler.
He's always misused, I think. Even when he's in WWE, he was misused.
I will say,
he's a great wrestler. I mean,
Malachi Black looks like he could probably chop through your fucking chest.
Oh yeah,
How do you like that group, the House of Black?
I don't know. They've grown on me. When I at first I was kind of like, what is this? Like another Wyatt family? Fucking,
yeah, that's what they're
going to be. Undertaker shit, but they've grown on me.
So here's my question: who do you like better, House of Black or Judgment Day?
Oh, fuck Judgment Day. I hate Edge. Anyway,
Judgment Day, Jonathan. Judgment Day is this new. I don't know if you've watched lately, but Judgment Day is this new group that Edge has in WWE that. He's got like this dude named Damian Priest who looks like a pretty woman, and Rhea Ripley.
No, he doesn't.
He does. And then you got Rhea Ripley that just joined them recently as like their badass chick. But like basically all it is the Edge trying to be Undertaker. Hey, Undertaker's gone. I can finally have this gimmick. Bring it on.
Been having the leather jacket for years. I can just step into his shoes.
I don't know. His promos are fucking cheesy. Like, I put
He's never real great.
Put my body on the line for years for no appreciation. Well, shut up. I don't know. I've never been
real good at promos, though.
I've never been a big Edge fan, anyways.
Yeah.
And,
I love the rated R stuff. That was like one of my favorite times in wrestling was the rated R stuff. But
I don't know. Maybe because I'm a Hardy Mark.
Black match.
I like his entrance music. That's about it.
Wasn't it like Samoa Joe and Adam Cole? Was that the next?
So wait a minute, Lawrence. You actually watched all of Double or Nothing?
I watched it. It was 4 hours and 40 minutes, dude. I was watching it and I was like, "Oh, this will be another hour and 30 minutes. Just episode, I can pop it on." And it was like 4 hours and 40 fucking minutes. I was like, "Oh,
you watched it all?
I watched
you didn't
it all,
skim?
Man. Didn't skim. Watched it all.
Oh man, you're a champ.
Our next match was, I think, was Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay.
I actually like Jade Cargill. I think I think the match.
She has a lot of potential. She's a young wrestler. She's only been doing it a couple years, so
the match looked green as hell. But I mean, like other than that,
that's why
was
she's
fine.
TNT champ and not the women's champ. Because
The reason I don't have huge issues with that match is because it was in its proper place on the card.
What about what did you think of the Ember Moon? I can't remember the other guy's name, but I guess her name's gonna be like Athena or something in AEW. But
Ember Moon was good in NXT. She's been boring ever since she left NXT. I don't expect much of her in AEW.
Every NXT person when they leave NXT.
What like
not Adam Cole, baby?
Yeah, he made it. He was the only one that didn't get like swallowed.
Except they still fucking released him. So,
I'll tell you what I'm really upset about, Dustin.
What?
Is the fact that the Acclaimed was nowhere on this fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think
it's because one of them's hurt.
All I wanted the whole night was for somebody to scissor me.
Well, they kind of did in that little promo with Billy Gunn.
They did do that. They did have. You must have missed the promo. They did have a promo. Like it was right after the first main match on the card. I think it was like Billy Gunn. He was like walking through the hotel room. They were all like,
knocked out, and the dude fell asleep with his hand like.
And he made him scissor. You must have been.
Oh, there was some scissoring. I missed some scissoring.
Oh yeah, you missed.
Oh shit, man.
No.
It's if you go back and watch it, I want to say it's between the first and second match.
Okay.
Billy Gunn walks in, he's like, "Oh man!" and his sons are all passed out.
Yeah.
And then
put a blanket on one of them.
What's the guy that raps? I can't think of his name right now.
Platinum Max Caster.
Yeah, Max Caster. He's like passed out in the bed, and Billy Gunn grabs his hand and makes him scissor him.
That's awesome.
Which we'll get into that in a sec about Billy Gunn.
You're right,
but
don't hate on scissoring, Dustin.
I don't hate on it. No, I was gonna.
I was Lawrence.
Gonna say.
No,
all right. The next. Okay, so then the next matches were the Owen Hart matches, the Owen Hart tournament matches. So Adam Cole went over on Samoa Joe, and Britt Baker went over on Ruby Soho.
Let's save the Ruby Soho. I got a lot to say.
Actually, she comes out to that, Jonathan. That's her theme music.
Seems like it's a little on the nose.
They had Rand in the arena. They did the live entrance thing.
Yeah, with the bands and stuff and Fonzie's guitars.
I was okay with it. It didn't make much sense to have Joe win that. Adam Cole was the right person to win, and so was Britt, honestly.
Adam Cole did win. He beat Samoa Joe.
I just said he was the right person to have win.
I thought you said you didn't like it.
Sheesh. Get the car key out of your ear.
But what was you talking about? He super kicked Martha Hart.
I said it would have been funny if he did.
Yeah. You know, I was waiting for that. I thought he did, and I thought you spoiled it for me, and I'm waiting. I'm like, come on, super kicker. I'm waiting on it. And then it never happened, and I'm like, that motherfucker lied to me.
Son of a bitch.
No, I was saying it would be great because Britt Baker and Adam Cole are both heels. So it would have been funny for them to do something crazy like super kick Martha Hart.
Honestly,
Adam Cole super kicks her, and then Britt puts her in the lockjaw.
Yeah. What if she would have talked shit about Vince or something, or said something like that during that speech? That was just like something I was like, oh, dude, that'd be cool if she did that. But
why?
I don't know, just some like more back and forth between WWE and AEW. I don't know.
So you were cool with it. You thought that Adam Cole should have won that match? A lot of people were upset about it. I didn't really care.
It's what made sense. I mean,
yeah,
Adam Cole, because
they're both wearing pink.
Because Samoa Joe is already the ROH World Champion, so he loses. He's not really losing anything. It's not like he loses the title. Adam Cole loses. Where does he go from there? Because he's already lost the world title. Then he loses the tournament.
I feel like the tournament was a consolation prize for both of them. For Adam Cole
not their titles, yeah.
Adam Cole not getting the title off Adam Page and Britt Baker dropping her title
to Thunder Rosa.
I didn't have a problem with how that was booked.
Yeah, me neither. It was like,
and I'm a Samoa Joe mark, you know that. So
IWC Shit. Okay, so let's see. The next match
What was your thoughts on the Ruby Soho thing, though? You like that?
I
Look.
thought Chris Statlander should have won.
I
match.
want so much to like Ruby Soho because she's an Indiana girl, and usually, you know me, I'm all about the Indiana people. I'm gonna root for them. I don't know, man. I just don't fucking like her. I haven't liked her since day one.
Let me ask this: where does she go from here? Dude, she got her ass kicked twice by Britt Baker. So what can she do now? There's no redemption arc. Like, it's over. It's all over.
I don't know.
Ooh, I think that would be a good feud, but I don't know. I think Punk's going to turn heel, but we'll get into that.
I can tell you the promos would be good between Adam Cole and Punk.
We haven't got there yet. Let's hold off. Hold your horses, everybody. Okay. All right.
Calm down, chat. Calm down. We're not there yet.
Take it easy.
So this was the match that I like to call the go to the bathroom, get your fucking snacks match. It was Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara, their two teams.
Oh, I hated that match, dude. I wanted to skip.
The sad part is everyone involved in this thing I like, but there's nothing there.
Okay, let me tell you something that fucking irritated me through the whole match. And I know it's like their gimmick or whatever, but it was like, come the fuck on. The PDA shit. Like through the whole match. Like it's like, oh, like give it a fucking rest. Like you're taking it too far. Like to the point where it's not entertaining anymore. They're like stopping in the middle of doing moves to make out with each other.
Yeah,
like,
it was kind of corny. I thought
it's
kind of cringy. Honestly, I was like, "This is so stupid."
Like, okay, I was literally screaming at the TV, going, "Come the fuck on!" Like, let's go.
I had to pause and fast forward a little bit through that. It was weird.
Well, I skimmed through most of that, so
yeah, that match was definitely something that could have been skipped.
But I am glad Scorpio Sky kept the title, and apparently now Sammy Guevara cannot challenge for it ever again, him or Kazarian. So
good riddance.
Yeah, good.
But
Thank God
you know what? I'm tired of that shit too. Them doing
let me
this.
say something else.
If you lose, you can never challenge for this title again.
Let me say something else.
Why not just fire him at that point? Like,
exactly.
Paige Van Zant is already a better wrestler than Ronda Rousey is. I just want to put that out there.
Dang. I want to put this out there. There's too many people with the name Paige. There's the Paige Van Zant.
And honestly, she's even better. She has even better mic skills, and that's not saying much, but I hate Ronda Rousey.
You know what? Ben says he's slow motions or make out sessions, so somebody's liking it.
Whoa. Whoa.
All right. Moving on from that, we had let's see. Let me see. Okay. A match that I thought was just didn't need to be in the pay-per-view, and it like came up on the back end of like the last week of the month, like leading into it, but it was Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. I don't even think I really watched this match.
It was okay. I didn't care for it.
Here's the thing. Darby Allin's not bad. He's entertaining. And Kyle O'Reilly is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of his. But the problem with Darby now is like you've already seen everything he has. It's going to be the same thing every time you see Darby Allin now. There's nothing new added there. It's like he's going to take big fucking bumps. You're going to cringe because of how hard he takes them, and then he's just going to ultimately lose the match in the end anyway. Like make you think he stands a chance to win, and he's going to lose.
He's become that guy.
Well, when this match was going on during the very fourth quarter of towards the end of the fourth quarter of the Celtics game, so I didn't really watch the match, but very much. I was just kind of like glancing at it, going back and forth, but I just thought it was weird. It was a weird match that came up like on Rampage that week before
I was just glad they didn't put Darby Allin over O'Reilly.
It didn't.
That surprised me. I didn't think that was going to happen. But
this card was fucking massive. Okay, let's see. The next match after that, I want to say Anarchy in the Arena was the one after.
Oh, that was.
I'm glad we're to this.
Yeah, that was crazy. Man.
All right, so
all right,
You go ahead. You go first. Let's hear your thoughts on that.
I hated everything about it. This match was completely fucking ridiculous. All from the beginning of the music playing nonstop until Jericho pulled the fucking plug on it, up until the half the time you can't even tell who the fuck is who. Like, people were wrestling. I'm like, wait a minute, which one is this? Because they all look the fucking same. They're all wearing the same shit.
The ones in white pants were Jericho Appreciation. The ones with white shirts were everyone else. I don't know.
It was all over the place. There was no structure whatsoever to it. It goes from one thing to the next. I don't care about anything that's going on. The whole time watching, I'm just like, please be over. And then I just started fast forwarding because it was making me fucking sick to my stomach.
Well, Greg,
it was horrible. I hated everything about it. I hate that they do these matches every single fucking year. These Anarchy, Stadium Stampedes, they all suck. None of them have been good. I don't care what anyone else says.
Do they do
it's
that?
Garbage, and it doesn't belong.
Do they do that in honor of like ECW or something? Like, I mean, I was a little young when that was going on, but what?
No,
what is,
I don't even.
They do it because it makes Tony Khan's dick hard to see all his fucking favorite people in a match together. That's why they do it.
And honestly, it would like literally was anarchy in the arena. There was like shit everywhere. Like, just like Greg said, it was all over the place. They fucking they took the fucking top rope off the Dean Ambrose took or fucking John Moxley whatever took the fucking top rope off the fucking ring. Fucking Eddie Kingston is fucking zombie walking down the fucking ramp.
Yeah, I bust out laughing with that with the gasoline. He's like zombie.
Pouring gasoline.
Yeah, he's gonna set Jericho on fire, and then Daniel Bryan attacks him because he's gonna set Jericho on fire. But yet they're fighting Jericho.
Stop laughing. Just the way he looked coming down with a like, what are you doing? Are you all gonna just shoot each other at some point? What the fuck? I don't like Jericho Appreciation Society. Like it's like Jericho decided he he's a great heel. He's probably like top 5 heels ever. And it was like he's like, I'm gonna be a heel, but I'm gonna like take it to the extra next level of being just so stupid and over the top with this.
I'm gonna say this. Big T, you're right. It was a tribute to New Jack, but you know what? They should have picked somebody who didn't suck like Eddie Kingston to do it, because Eddie Kingston fucking sucks.
They love
the only thing he's good at
is
everything he does is sloppy, man. I've never seen that dude have a single match where I thought anything that he did in it looked good, ever.
I mean, this feud has annoyed me from the beginning, and I don't like the Jericho Appreciation Society and the whole fucking I'm a wizard, fireball, I'll put a fireball in your face. It's just like, what the, come on, man.
I like Eddie Kingston's promos sometimes, and I like his music. That's about it. That's as far as I go with Eddie Kingston.
Reminds me of the really cheesy old like TNA or WCW gimmicks from back in the day. I'm a wizard.
Eddie Kingston reminds me of someone who only got let into wrestling because he's somebody's friend. Look, man, we know you don't have any talent or anything, but we're just gonna let you come in and do stuff because you're good friends with John. So
he's good on the mic.
He's
very good on the mic. He gets good promos.
He's just
when they had the belt around his neck and they were dragging him, I was like, they actually went there. Like,
they were fucking trying to kill Bryan Danielson with the fucking ropes.
Yeah, it's like y'all.
They didn't even really pin him, or he didn't even tap out. The ref just called the match because they were choking.
I tried to give Eddie Kingston a chance because I talked to guys at work about it. Like, nah, man, it's just kind of his thing. But like, I keep watching and like, I just keep getting more and more annoyed every time I see him. I'm like, I don't see the appeal other than he's a good mic skill guy. That's it.
That goes a long way though, because you can have a great wrestler with shit mic.
Then he can go up there and sit his fucking ass in the chairs and do commentary. Because if all
that's kind of Stone Cold was a great mic guy with very limited wrestling. The guy fucking had 5 moves. So
people don't remember that. He had 5 moves.
He didn't have very many.
Stone Cold was a way better wrestler than.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, like, there's other wrestlers out there that their mic skills are way better than their actual wrestling. All right, so Greg hated that. I was kind of mid on it. I've hated this rivalry from the beginning. It annoys me. I don't like
mid is going to be the word that I use to sum up this entire fucking pay-per-view is mid.
I don't like Jericho. I don't like this version of at all.
Listen to Dan's like he's fine so long as he's to go for a belt.
Except I will say,
like that.
I do like when Jericho comes out now and his music, and they always sing his song or whatever, and now he tells them to stop singing his song. They don't deserve to sing his song. That shit.
You know why I don't have a problem with the Jericho Appreciation Society, well, other than the stupid name for his group, is because all of those guys that are with him look like guys who would worship Jericho.
I mean, they do.
It makes sense.
But stop fucking throwing fireballs and saying you're a wizard. It's like, are you trolling me? Are you like, is this? Are you serious? Because sometimes I see this smirk on his face, like he's like, "Oh, this is fucking dumb."
Yeah, I can see that too.
All right, moving on. So the match after that, which I actually really enjoyed this match, and a lot of people were upset about the outcome, but I'm a Jurassic Express mark. So was Jurassic Express versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland and Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. The match itself was really good, though. I
skipped the majority of the match.
You did? It was a good match.
The ending was kind of predictable, though. Like the Jurassic Express, they were going to win. I mean, who didn't know that?
I'm going to tell you why I did. Because by the time we got to that match, I had my fucking fill of all these multi-man matches, dude. I was just tired of it. I was just ready to get to singles matches.
It was a lot. And I was watching Celtics game. Yeah,
I probably shouldn't have skipped that match because I like a lot of the people in it, but I was just tired of those matches at that point, man.
One of the best spots in the whole match was fucking Keith Lee diving over the top rope. That shit was fucking amazing.
He jumped on his chest, bro. That was like
he like jumped over the top rope. That big motherfucker.
I mean, what do y'all expect, man? He's limitless.
That was so sick.
But yeah, I was cool with Jurassic Express winning. I like them. And I liked the match. I thought the match was great. All right, and then we had
Jungle Boy needs a new gimmick.
He needs to go single and just go by his name, Jack Perry. Like
I agree.
He needs to stop with the Jungle Boy gimmick. It's getting old.
Stupid.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it does limit you. It is. I can see where it would be limiting.
Yeah,
because you can't really do the Jungle Boy thing without.
In all reality, he should be MJF. He should be coming in there acting like he's fucking better than everybody else because he's Luke Perry's kid and he's got all this fucking money. He should actually be MJF. But
he's another guy
Jungle
that's
Boy.
kind of, but he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, that's the AEW as a whole, man. A lot of those guys need to bulk up.
What about Luchasaurus? What would Luchasaurus do without Jungle Boy though?
Take off that stupid fucking mask and just be a big man.
Be used as a big man. There's too many big men though.
There really is.
I remember in WWE back in the day, there was like two big men. There's Kane, Big Show, Undertaker.
And then we had our 2 championship matches. We'll start with the AEW Women's Championship, which Greg doesn't care about. Was Thunder Rosa.
Ben says Keith Lee does that same dive on Mia Yim. I bet he does every night.
Probably. We Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the Women's Championship. I thought it was a really good match. I like Thunder Rosa.
Did you notice any botches in that, Greg? There were some, but
yeah, there was. I actually watched the majority of this match, but I just don't care about the women's matches in AEW, man. I just don't.
I think they could. They have a lot of potential. I just don't think I don't think Tony Khan really gives a shit about his women's division either.
I don't think he does either.
WWE has the better women.
Tony Khan only cares about the women's division if Britt Baker is in the match.
As far as talent wise, maybe like slightly above, but it's the booking. It's an afterthought. Their women's division is
a legit booker and not Tony Khan playing fantasy wrestling.
Yeah, and I don't think Tony Khan really likes women's wrestling. At least it doesn't show in his shows. And then, of course, the big match of the night, the main event, CM Punk winning the belt finally over Adam Page.
I loved it.
You loved the match.
The match was good and the finish was good.
I remember you were complaining about the build-up. You said that Adam Page, you had a lot of thoughts on him. And I'm finally kind of
I
getting
mean,
to where
Adam
I
Cage
have
is
thoughts
just
on it.
boring, man. Like
He's a boring
he
champ.
he's a
I
great
think he was a
wrestler.
boring champ.
Like in ring, he's great.
Yeah.
Although there is times where he kind of looks like he's fucking retarded to me with some of his facial expressions he makes. Did you notice that, Dustin? Like when he kind of looks up, sometimes he's like, I'm like, what are you doing,
He
man?
does do that.
Lawrence knows exactly what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know what you're talking about.
He does way too much overacting. Like when he's looking at the belt, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we get it. We see that you're gonna use the belt as a weapon, but he like makes a point to make faces at it and like overdo it.
But I actually like the finish because you could tell Punk was just like playing possum. Then Paige jumps in there to try to give him the buckshot lariat and
They say he
twirls him
fucked
around.
up doing it. Like he messed up.
Punk botched the buckshot there. He like tripped on his foot or something whenever
Yeah.
he
Yeah, it was
the top
weird.
rope. Or his knee went out on him.
But you know what? He
thought he
recovered
did it
from
on
it well
purpose.
because all they did was the commentators just played off of it and said that he didn't get all of it, and that's why he kicked out. So it worked out.
Yeah. He's too much of a veteran. You know, he's been in the business.
So what happens now? Do we get heel CM Punk?
Or heel Page?
Adam Page is not going to turn heel.
Honestly, I was kind of shocked we didn't see Kenny Omega come back on this card, like make an appearance.
I heard that he's not well yet. He's not healed up.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, so I read today right before we got on that apparently we're gonna get a
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he was a forgettable champ. Like AEW needed Punk to have the strap. He needs.
I'm telling
strap.
you, man. Punk versus Okada is.
So you know that
there.
So great. You being a big NJPW fan, this next pay per view is AEW versus NJPW.
Like 100% all the matches.
It's called Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it's pretty much across like Marvel versus Capcom, but fucking
and
AEW.
The rumor is that it's going to be Punk versus Okada. That's what I read this morning before we jumped on.
Well, I'm sure we'll finally get Mox versus Tanahashi since he's been calling out Tanahashi. So, I mean, you know me, I'm down for that. I love New Japan. It's my favorite company out of all of them. So, bring it on.
What do you think of this comment right here by Big T?
I mean, CM Punk versus Kenny Omega would be great.
I think Punk's going to have a pretty long title reign, at least through the summer.
What about this one, Punk versus Kenta?
That needs to happen because of the, Punk stealing his move. So.
Oh yeah.
But do you think this is gonna? Do you think CM Punk having the belt's going to help AEW now?
More than Adam Page. Yeah,
it's definitely gonna be better for him. But I'm kind of like you. I'm like AEW. So they have talent, but they're at the same time they're lacking talent. If that makes any sense. I'm like, who do you throw at Punk? Do you throw Moxley? No, he's got something going on. Everyone that is a big star there has something going on because they group them all together.
Well, you brought up the Kenny Omega thing. If he does come back, I mean,
they could break up. They could break up. I mean, that was another thing that I forgot to mention when we were talking about Anarchy in the Arena. The whole, I like the Blackpool Combat Club, and they kind of just got roped into that. It's just it was just so they could throw them in the pay-per-view. They got sucked into that feud for no reason. It was stupid.
What I don't like about it is it's a waste of great singles wrestlers to me. Actually, I'm fine with them being a faction, but just because they're a faction doesn't mean every one of their matches has to be a tag team match. Yeah, you can still be a stable and be a faction and have singles matches.
Yeah, DX didn't do that.
Exactly. They had their tag team, and then the other guys were singles guys.
All right, Greg, I haven't been watching, as you know, so I'm kind of behind. Whatever happened to Orange Cassidy? Was he there? He's hurt?
I'm surprised he wasn't on. Oh, he's hurt. That explains it. He's hurt. Because I know you love some Orange Cassidy. Dustin.
I love Orange Cassidy too. Yeah,
I like him too.
I think he has a shoulder injury or something. But yeah, that was Double or Nothing, which was, I think, the longest fucking pay-per-view ever.
Bro.
So
See, it's not for me because if you've ever watched a New Japan show, like basically what you need to. I'm telling you, Dustin, when the G1 starts, you have to watch it. That needs to be your introduction to New Japan. But the G1 events are all long like that. Almost every G1 event is at least 3+ hours. Because you got a bunch of tag matches and then you got a bunch of singles matches, and all the singles matches are going to go 20 minutes plus.
And the last G1. Go ahead, Dustin. Sorry.
That's the other thing. All the matches in AEW are always long. 20, 30 minutes every match.
Yeah. Some of them are overly long. But
that's what I'm saying. Some of them don't need to be that long.
I think CM Punk's first feud is probably Adam Cole. That's what makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
So Punk will stay face, you think?
Probably for a little bit.
They're gonna wait.
Look, dude. I want him to turn heel too. Okay.
So you think they're gonna wait a little bit longer when it's not like as.
Well, I mean, think about it. Who do you have as your biggest babyface star in the company right now? So it has to be Punk.
But they've been teasing that for this whole feud with Adam Page.
They got to have somebody to come back and be a babyface that can be the babyface of the company before they can turn him heel.
I did, AEW, Big T said Hangman get a rematch. AEW's never had a rematch for that.
Yeah, they don't do rematches.
I was thinking, though, they could do that as like a filler, but with the Forbidden Door coming, I think that's going to kind of be the filler.
Yeah.
Will be him facing probably Okada because that's what everybody wants. So I would say this is most.
I'm going to say something controversial here, okay? I think if you put Punk in the ring with Okada right now, Okada makes him look bad. Because Okada is at the fucking top of his game right now. And Punk is still, he looks old. Like he's still good, but you can tell he's not the Punk of old. He's slower and he's just, he looks old. Is the best way I can describe it.
He's definitely lost a step. I mean, you could see it in that match with Adam Page. Because Adam Page is a great wrestler. He's just boring. And his gimmick sucks. Like you said, the most unbelievable badass ever.
Exactly. I'm like cowboy shit. Like you don't even look like a cowboy. Just because you throw on a button-up shirt, a pair of jeans that has a belt buckle on it, doesn't make you a cowboy.
Yeah, but Greg, isn't Punk the same age Hogan was when he was wrestling in WCW? It's about like 42 or something like that.
Maybe, but I mean, think about it. Hogan didn't have to do much.
He didn't.
I didn't realize this because I've been out of wrestling for a while, but apparently there's a lot of people that fucking despise CM Punk for what he did to WWE.
I don't understand those WWE loyalists, man.
I don't either.
I didn't realize
everything Punk and everything. Like I went back and watched the pipe bomb speech, and everything he said was great. Like, and Punk does sometimes come off as like a douche, but he is and always has been a purist. He's just I don't know. I've always been a Punk mark from day one. I watched him when he was in Ring of Honor, ECW, all the way.
See, like I was opposite. In the beginning, I didn't like Punk, and then he grew on me. And once he grew on me, I was just like, forever fan after that.
Yeah, he is full of himself, Dan. I have heard that as well, but I feel like he really genuinely cares about the actual sport of wrestling, or whatever you want to call it.
He is full of himself, but didn't he kind of earn it?
I would say he did. All right, so that was
what else we got?
We did not watch Raw yet.
I actually have something I can talk about. Lawrence might be able to touch on. So while I was in the Philippines, I basically went on like a Stephen King movie binge and started watching just everything Stephen King because they're all free on YouTube. So I rewatched The Stand, which man, that movie is so good.
And it's
God.
great, man.
Rewatched The Stand, loved it. Rewatched Storm of the Century, loved it. I rewatched or actually I don't think this was a rewatch. It was the first time I watched it. Which one? The Bone Collector? Is that what it?
That might have been
Bag of Bones. That's it. I watched Bag of Bones with Pierce Brosnan. Like that. I mean, honestly, man, I think like all of the Stephen King movies that are like miniseries first that come on TV, you know, like the 2-parters or whatever. Those are all the good ones. Anytime they try to remake the shit's when they fucking
you
up.
You gotta watch Langoliers.
I've seen it.
I
Remember we talked
Langoliers.
about it.
Yeah, the Langoliers is awesome.
Even as corny,
I don't want
even
them to
as
remake
bad.
it.
Yeah, I don't
It's
want
extremely
to
corny.
Even
It's
with
good,
how
yeah.
how shitty it looks at the end. I don't care. I like it.
I don't. What was the guy's name? The yuppie dude with the cell phone, and he was like the
Nobody
Cosmo
remembers.
Branson or something, some shit like that. I forget his name.
Branson from Wisconsin.
Because like the reason I love Langoliers is because the whole time in this movie they keep hearing this shit, but nobody can figure out what the hell it is. They're like, "What is that?" You know, they just keep hearing.
And they describe it, and then you hear the description, and before you ever see it, like you have this in your head, you're yourself, and then when it finally comes to, and you see him coming, I'm like, how fucking terrifying would that be? Got some dimension eating. That's fine. I miss that guy.
Just eating up everything behind you. It's nuts. Yeah, so Stephen King movies. I just watched a ton of those, and I think they're good, man.
Brent Spiner. Isn't Brent Spiner still alive?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen him in anything. It might as well be dead.
He's in Picard.
It's Data. They brought him back as full blown. Okay, cool.
That's in the first season.
I wonder what the finished effects would have looked like for Langoliers.
I don't want to see them. I mean, it's good as it is. That's what's crazy. It's like I like them as what they were.
So should we announce our new podcast, Greg?
Well, since you've been doing all the work on it lately, I think you should announce it.
All right. So me and Greg are going to be doing a new all wrestling podcast coming soon. I don't know when we're looking at starting, but
probably soon. We already got our logo. We got to make a logo. Or no, we already got our logo. All I got to do is put together an intro and an outro, and we'll be good. Find some music.
Put together a little teaser. So, want to roll that, Greg?
Want to hear? Here you go.
All right, here we go. Let me do this one. There we go. Where we at, Dustin? What's going on here?
Do I need to press play?
Hey,
I'm afraid. Do something.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. Good.
Oh, that Roman.
I like it. Cool.
That's still painful for me to watch.
Wow. As God is my witness, he's cut in half.
So there you have it. It's going to be called the Keeping It Kayfabe podcast.
It will be on a separate channel. Somebody asked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bender asked.
it's going to be on a separate channel. We're going to try to do it on Thursdays, so we'll probably be talking a lot of
Hello there, subscribers, and today I'm going to talk
a lot
about
of
my
Raw
top 10
and
favorite male
AEW.
wrestlers as of May.
Anybody
happening?
watch Stranger Things or Obi-Wan?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I watched Obi-Wan.
Oh, you did?
How is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like the others, where it's both slow start, but there's a lot to it.
Hmm.
You know, it's that kind of thing.
What, is Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan, or is it someone else?
It's Ewan
it's
McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, okay.
Hayden
So
Christensen's playing Vader.
That's all you had to. That's all you had to say to sell me.
Jonathan?
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that was everyone knows that.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
That's like a big controversy on that.
There ain't no controversy. They've been at all the press conferences for it.
Dang.
If you
You just wanted to hear him come back and say, "You turned her against me."
Oh,
Oh,
you turned her against me. This is all your fault.
I hate sand.
Why did they
Of
do
course,
it?
it gets sold everywhere.
But Greg, we found out why he talked like
Yes,
that.
exactly. It makes
It-
sense when
it's
you
Vader. If he has James Earl Jones' voice, it makes sense. He sounds
all
like
of it.
that.
It all makes sense.
All his dialogue sounds like Vader dialogue. It's just said by Christensen.
I'm just thinking those lines in my head as Vader now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it once you think about it like that, it all makes sense.
Yeah, dub all his lines with James Earl Jones' voice. And it makes
I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
I did watch
What is the
I
one
did
that
watch-
the way he worded it is we said exactly how Vader would word it?
Oh, like fuck. It had to be when he was talking to
Yeah, when he was talking to
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
He said, "If you're not with me, you are my
You
enemy."
are my enemy.
With
Yeah.
me, you're my enemy,
Yeah, not if you're not with me, you're against me. He's like, if you're not with me, you
are
are
my
my enemy.
Yeah, that's a
Honestly,
Vader
Vader.
line. That's
Yeah.
strictly.
It's
Darth
a Vader line.
I was with
Yeah.
you was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Right? Like, who says that? What's a learner? Just say student.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
I can't wait to do this podcast in 10 years, 20 years when you guys are talking about the next trilogy and how much you guys love it.
The next what?
Next Star Wars
third
trilogy?
trilogy.
Yeah, with Disney behind it, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Who knows?
We may not know.
I mean, never say never. It could. It's a possibility. but-
I feel some changes in the wind.
I mean, it was the same shit with the prequels. Everyone bashed them, and now everyone loves them. See how the other one goes.
Well, those people that were young when they came out got older.
For the
They
record,
remember-
I never hated the prequels ever.
Me neither. I loved them, and I love them even more now.
One of my
Rewatch.
favorite Star Wars movies is the prequel, Episode 3, Greg. We said that's the best one.
I think that is my favorite Star
Right.
Wars movie,
So
honestly.
I think the prequels were bad enough for no reason.
I don't know. Empire Strikes Back, probably my favorite.
No,
It
I-
definitely-
No Stranger Things spoilers. No Stranger Things spoilers.
It definitely has the best lightsaber battle of all time in it.
Oh,
Certainly.
definitely. It all came full circle, man. The clones going evil and Order 66. Oh, so much shit came from Episode 3
I know.
that became lore, like Order 66, and I mean all of the younglings.
I mean, you got everything in Revenge of the Sith. You got Yoda fighting the Emperor. You got
finally get to see
Obi-Wan
Yoda,
fighting
yeah.
Anakin. I mean, it was just...
It was awesome, man.
In Obi-Wan, you get a little more backstory.
And to
into,
me, Ewan McGregor
66.
overtakes Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan.
Me
I used to
too.
think of Alec Guinness as
Certainly.
Obi-Wan, but now Ewan McGregor has to be Obi-Wan. He's got dibs
I mean,
on
he
it.
had what three movies, 2 movies, 3
Yeah,
movies.
Alec Guinness did too as a Force Ghost. I mean, he was in all of them. He was in all
Technically,
of
yeah.
them.
So, did McGregor do the voice for his character in Clone Wars, like the animated?
No,
No.
No, it was
his voice?
somebody else. He was pretty good, but I don't know who he was.
Yeah, it was close. It was a good substitute.
He was really like snarky though. Like
Oh, extremely. It was almost like Spider-Man snarky.
yeah, I didn't like that. He was way too like womanish.
Like he
Still haven't
was
seen that
straight
man.
up dunking on Anakin all the time. That's why Anakin went bad.
I'm like, dang, I'd go evil too if you were talking to me
It's
like. He's always
But-
peeved about
my-
everything.
One
talking
of my
shit.
favorite scenes is when they're doing it's a hostage situation, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do?" And then Anakin just comes behind him and straight up murders that dude. He's like, "Anakin," it's like, "What? Wait, I killed him. What are we supposed to do?"
Yeah.
Like there's a safety setting on a lightsaber. Come on.
So
Yeah. It's not like phasers or whatever they have in Star Trek.
how much
Yeah.
how much agenda pushing do you think we'd have in the next Star Wars trilogy?
Probably
Better be
none.
less.
They probably learned their lesson.
Better
I
be
would
less.
hope.
I know that.
Because you didn't see that agenda shit in Mandalorian.
We don't know yet, Ben. It's gonna probably be closer to mid-June because I got a birthday coming up and stuff like that, and I just need to get everything together for it.
We're
Like,
finalizing all the production stuff, and then it'll be done.
Yeah, all this stuff takes time, man. Just give us time.
What about
Greg
Check
was
out Top Gun next week.
Greg was in the Philippines when I came up with the idea, so it's a slow burn, but it's coming.
Yeah,
Follow
same
the,
way you guys
if
did.
you have a TikTok though, go follow the Keeping It Kayfabe TikTok. That's it's hot right now.
I have not seen the new Top Gun, but I
I
do
never
want
plan
to
on
see
watching that. I want to see it too.
Yeah.
I do
plan
actually
on watching. Seeing
It actually looks good.
We should see it and talk about that for next episode, unless the listing is the next episode.
Well, actually, I was going to talk to y'all about that. So, do y'all want to do a list for the next episode since we haven't done one in a long time?
Got a list.
Yeah,
Well,
good
Dustin wanted to do the top 10 all-time heels, wrestling heels. I had an idea that we could do because I'm so into this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. the thought hit me in the head. Why don't we do a top 10 list of our favorite movies that had to do with like a trial or a court case?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Johnny Depp movies. Okay, that was interesting.
But and that one could get interesting because you can make it to where
Trials.
your honorable mentions are where the movie wasn't solely about that, but it at least had a trial in it. So,
Okay. All right.
Okay. I like that.
Already
So-
got
Yeah.
number one.
Law movies, basically.
Law movies, or it had a law scene in it that touched you or something. I don't know.
as long as there
Where
was,
they
There's a lot
touch
of good, like,
as long as there was a scene where they were in court and they were being judged.
What about my cousin Vinny?
Judged.
I like
There
that.
there has to be a defense. There has to be someone on trial.
Like my cousin Vinny?
Yeah, something like that.
That would qualify.
That would qualify. There was a court scene.
Ghostbusters 2 has a court scene. It's true.
It's true.
Yep.
See, that would be a good honorable mention.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
That would
So
that's
only the
definitely-
honorable mentions can be like that, not the real top the list. Only the
Big
honorable
T.
We'll make a rule. We'll say that if at least 30 minutes of the movie is not court, it can't be in the top 10, but it can be an honorable mention. So you have to have at least 30 minutes of court scene for it to qualify as an actual court movie.
I mean, there's a lot of John Grisham movies. We're gonna do that.
Dun, dun,
Might do the heel list on the other podcast. We'll see.
dun, dun,
Is it top 5 or top 10? It's usually top 10.
Top 10.
The honorable mentions are 5 though. There's 5 honorable mentions and there's 10 top 10.
So what are we doing next week? Top heels or top court case?
Let's do the court cases. I kind of like.
court cases? I like that. And you guys, yeah, I like that.
All right, then. Well, there it is. And I think that is a good point to wrap this one up, gentlemen.
Yes, yeah. So
Go
I
follow
would,
the
I would give out some Patreon love, but we only have 2 of them now. So
Oh,
I
dang.
kind of figure what's the point?
Jonathan, you're probably one of them.
I would assume so. I didn't cancel it.
It's Hayden and it's Corey's son. Those are the 2.
Man, horse shit.
Jonathan anymore.
Oh, I checked it yesterday.
What?
But I remember you saying you had a problem with your bank card, like you didn't change it on there. So
No, I fixed that.
I don't know.
Oh, go
Okay.
follow our channel, our new channel too. Go ahead and start following it.
Yes, definitely.
You got a link you can put in the description.
You can link you put in the description.
For the TikTok,
On
yeah,
the chat?
I'll have
Come on.
Dustin send it to me.
Later, Dan.
Post it in the description.
See ya.
Also, Jonathan, have y'all been doing any more unsolicited laughter before we get out of here?
We have not, but should be coming soon though.
What episode number are y'all on now?
Ours should be number 6 coming out soon. So
Any
still on
recommendations? Any recommendations on the episode that is must listen to out of the 6?
Probably.
Just watch all 6, Greg.
Yes, yeah.
They're all
What question is that?
Probably the second to last, I think. We talk about the Ezekiel serial. That was
I
pretty
really
good.
enjoyed the Ezekiel serial one. That one was good.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite. It was my shining moment of comedy, I think.
Let's just try to wrap up for my mom coming in there.
All right, so
Man, my mama come home.
or before Lawrence's mom's probably heard.
hurry up, man. My mama's coming home.
Yeah, last thing I want to see is somebody pop in.
All right,
here.
well, before Lawrence's mama comes home, until next time.
Slack off, guys.
Slack off, motherfuckers.
Oh.
Can you hear, can you hear, can you hear